And
I
then
don't think it's gonna be good.
Holy shit!
What?
They're making a Santa Claus series.
Dude, I got so excited about this. I guess we're done with Squid Game, but that's fine.
Yeah.
We're done anyway.
Yeah,
So,
I was gonna say we're finished with that topic. We got to
what are your
talk
guys'
about
thoughts
Tim
on
Allen.
Tim Allen returning as Santa Claus? Now, there's a number of things that I find they're just interesting. So Tim Allen is known to be quite conservative, and that is apparently why he was just like taken out of the Hollywood world, I guess, according to him or people around him. I don't know if he necessarily says that, but that's like the outside idea, that he mentioned his politics and then they kind of went from there, and you haven't seen him since. He was maybe on some sitcom.
I think the real thing is that Tim Allen's just not that good of an actor, and so it's hard to cast him in things because he's just not very talented as an actor.
Agreed, because he has Last Man Standing. Like, what more does he?
He has that. He had a long run. There's a lot of conservative actors in Hollywood. Like fucking Vince Vaughn is a conservative actor in Hollywood. He still gets fucking roles and shit. Like
I didn't know he was conservative.
Yeah, he doesn't talk about it in the way that's like some other people do. I guess maybe not Tim Allen, but like how what was her name from The Mandalorian, Gina. Or it's just like they get crucified in front of you. It's like he kind of just like, yeah, it's a bit awkward sometimes, but I still get work.
I mean, in a way, it's like the smart thing to do to not open your mouth when you believe in shit like that, because you're just gonna kind of get, backlash. I mean, regardless of I don't know if that's good or bad or whatever the case is, but yeah, I mean, anyway, so I find it interesting because one of the topics we had last week that we were supposed to do was the dude from Mighty Ducks, our boy, what's his name?
Charlie?
Jesse?
Who's the lead? Coach Bombay.
I don't know.
Emilio Estevez.
There you go, Emilio Estevez. He's anti-vax, so they didn't cancel the show. They just took him off of it because he can't be on set. And Disney they have a
they're strict as fuck about that.
Strict as fuck.
Having worked with them, even when I'm in like just a big ass warehouse filled with like stage props and stuff, I'm still like having to wear a mask and I get tested before I can enter the building and shit. Disney's taking no chances with their COVID response.
Yeah. So I find that interesting, but I guess maybe he's just not that far into the deep end where he's like, okay, this is like, he's not sitting there fucking conspiracy theories all day. And he's grabbing the bag with Santa Claus reboot, which I'm very excited for because that was the first one was definitely one of my favorite movies of all time when I was a kid.
What?
The Santa Claus
was your favorite movie of all
when
time?
When he was a kid, a child.
Okay,
it's easy to imagine a child really loving.
Yeah, I did. I like that.
If Eric was like in my 20s, I stand behind the belief. This is top 10 all
top
time.
5. No, top 5, dude. Top 5. Absolutely top 5. Tim Allen, top 5. Yeah, I think that's sick. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with it. Hopefully, it's not as bad as the Mighty Ducks reboot was, because I wasn't a fan of the series at all. Kind of glad Coach Bombay is not coming back, because then that means they probably just will cancel the show and nobody will have to watch it again. But for the Santa Claus, I'm hyped.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna watch it.
All right.
Yeah,
I probably will start and then not finish.
Yeah,
there's just so much shit out there. It's hard to be like, you know what I'm gonna do?
Watch the Santa Claus.
Watch the Santa Claus. It's like there's like whole shows that I genuinely enjoy that I still need to watch like the second or third season of. So like Santa Claus is down on the list, but I just saw Tim Allen's name and that's like I thought like he just retired or some shit. Yeah. Oh. Well, no, just because he hasn't done things. It's not like he needs to. He has like a syndicated show that Home Improvement.
Yeah. Which is still on.
Yeah.
By the way.
But he does. He's got Last Man Standing.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But I thought that was what happened. That's what happened with Last Man Standing. I think they took it off TV and he was saying, dude. No, I know, but I don't think it was. It got. I think a different channel picked it up.
Yeah, but dude, it's got
Because
9 seasons. How could you bitch that nobody's airing it? You got 9 seasons, bro.
well, no, I
Yeah.
don't think he's bitching, but I think when they took it off the first time, that was his reason. He's like, I don't know what exactly he said, but I think because he it's like Roseanne, kind of.
Well, they
Where
kept running Roseanne just without Roseanne.
Yeah.
no, but I mean, I'm saying it's like, well, it's kind of like the newer season of Roseanne, where their political beliefs were in the dialogue, and his was a part of the show.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm
I
reading a quote right now from him that says, "We all had considered to end the show after season 8."
really,
Yeah. So he's probably just trying to draw publicity to the Santa Claus.
well, this is a while ago though, so I mean that might be recent. Maybe it was
Oh,
like
well, they
season
did. It
3.
did. It was on. It says here it was on. Shit, I lost it. I think it was on ABC, and then Fox picked it up. Fox
Yeah,
definitely
that's
picked
what
it
I'm
up.
reading. That's what I'm reading right now. It was
Yeah.
on ABC for 6 seasons. But also, this
Yeah.
happens pretty often, where it's like, because you remember the same thing happened to like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so like every now and then, I think a lot of it is less to do with ratings often, and more so just like we can't afford to keep paying this ensemble cast. Like the first couple seasons of any show that has like an ensemble cast like that. Like I've never watched Last Man Standing, so I guess I'm more talking about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's like, oh yeah, we have like one or two, like the one person that we're really paying is Andy Samberg. It's his show.
Yeah.
But then like as it goes, fucking those characters, the actors' salary increases so much that eventually the network's like, yeah, we get numbers, but my God, we're kind of losing money at a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, people don't really understand that. They just see that it gets canceled, and they're like, "What? It was such a popular show, so good.
Yeah.
Why would they?"
Yeah.
You know, but they
Yeah.
don't put into account that they love the show because they had the production was expensive and the cast was insane, and
Yeah.
there's
And
no
they're
way
not
that they
making
could.
money back.
Yeah, not every network has. I'd say most networks don't have like fucking HBO money. So like,
Right. We were talking about. I was talking to my friends yesterday about. I mean, we don't have to talk about Euphoria, but they were talking about the budgets for every episode is like $11 million.
Yeah,
or some
Euphoria
wild
is a
shit.
great show, though.
well,
They're like shooting it on this special sort of film. Like it's not just they're not just shooting it on film. It's some sort of like it's film that's not even used anymore. It's not even in production. And they went to the
Find out right
company
now.
and they were like, "Yo, you have to make this for us."
yeah, no, HBO. If you get a show on that, you at least know you're going to have the funding you want. Like they don't
Oh.
they don't fuck around with their show budgets typically.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be the issue with like Netflix. I mean, Netflix obviously has a big budget, but like I'm watching like Afterlife, and they're not really putting much effort into it. Like they have a nice camera and maybe a couple lighting guys, but they're not blocking off the whole fucking. They're not
Yeah.
blocking off the whole street.
Well,
get
For
Netflix
this
what?
also.
shot.
Sorry, I got lost into like I just looked up Euphoria does film on this special Kodak film that is super hard to get.
Yeah.
But no, Netflix also does so many shows. Like that's
Right, it's not-
so they
that's
don't
true.
really give a huge budget to anything. Like you get
Yeah.
you get money. Like it's not like they don't give you anything, but just the
Also-
amount of shows that they do versus HBO. Like
Right. And I guess that was kind of a bad example because they probably use like the same cinematographer for the show and the way that Ricky Gervais probably likes it, and that's just what they do. Like I'm sure they have a decent amount of money because I mean Money Heist is shot really well. There's a bunch of shows on Netflix that are shot really well. So
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess that was a bad example. But yeah, I don't know how we started that conversation. What were we talking about?
we were talking about Tim Allen.
And then we ended up on this money thing.
And
But-
I've
Yeah.
been biting my tongue about how I saw an article that the Last Man Standing entire crew is doing the Santa Claus. So like, what is he talking about? He's not blackballed. Like,
I mean, I don't know if he ever mentioned he was being blackballed. I think maybe
No,
he let
because
it,
I was going to before we got on that when they got canceled on ABC, or not even not canceled, not renewed. I guess there's a bit of a difference.
that was
between-
his reasoning. He thought it was because of that.
But he also, I thought like, oh well, it's one thing to think like, oh, I didn't get along with like top brass because of political differences. But he is also yet again another Hollywood Republican who compares being a Republican to being in Nazi Germany.
All right. Listen,
Yeah.
Tim Allen from Santa Claus in the 90s, he was the man. All
He's
right.
also a cokehead, isn't he?
What?
Probably not
Wasn't-
anymore, but at
I'm
one
pretty
point.
sure he got
old.
arrested for cocaine, like cocaine trafficking or something.
I don't want to put a bad. I don't want to tarnish the man's name. Okay.
No, I'm not.
It's bad.
It's genuine.
It's bad enough that he's a Republican. Okay. We don't need to make him into a coke addict too.
No, it's genuine.
Well-
I'm looking it up. right now.
I was gonna say they all these times that people, they're conservatives and stuff that complain about cancellation and things like that in Hollywood, but I've never seen anyone get canceled for being like, yeah, I just think there should be lower income taxes. Like it's never like the views of like I support a smaller government and like less taxes. It's always the other social things where it's just like, yeah, it's always just like, yeah, I don't know what went wrong. I just said that I don't believe trans people deserve rights, and suddenly everyone's mad at me, and it's like, yeah, no shit, buddy. Like
I don't understand why I
That's
can't
the
say the
Caitlyn
N-word.
Jenner shit. The Caitlyn Jenner shit. She'll be like, I don't understand why everybody's pissed off at what I'm saying, and it's like, dude, serious. She'll straight up be like, I don't believe in trans rights. Like, bitch,
Yeah.
what?
what do you mean? Yeah. It's like
Should somebody tell her? Or
Yeah. I don't know if,
Does
if
she know?
Caitlyn Jenner is aware.
she doesn't know that she's.
But yeah, it's never like, oh yeah, I was just talking with some of the cast about how I think we're overtaxed and now I don't have a job. It's always a little bit more than that. Because no one would give a shit if that was like your stance. Like a lot of people have, even like pretty far left people could also agree with the concept of smaller government. It's not an exclusively left-right divide on government size.
Exactly.
So like, yeah, that's never why people get shit.
Also, he was arrested for cocaine trafficking
What's your deal with this coke?
Trafficking.
Oh my
in
god!
Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
In Kalamazoo, and he served 2 years in prison. I told you I was right. I knew that.
Listen, he served his time. Let's give it
can't-
up
yeah.
for our guy Tim Allen. All right.
I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just
Tim
saying
Allen
he totally
deserves to
was
have-
in prison.
Tim Allen deserves to have his voting rights restored.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Even though his
Wait, he
party-
can't vote.
Anyone who's been convicted of well, it depends on the state, but most states don't allow convicted felons to vote.
So this motherfucker's on here bitching about his political views being like tarnishing his show and all this other bullshit. He can't even vote.
It depends. If he lives in Florida, he can vote. Yeah, there are some states that do allow former convicts to vote, but it's one of those things where it's like that's kind of fucked up, right? That if you go to jail, you suddenly can't
100%,
like
yeah.
participate in society. That's weird.
But on the other hand, like where I was coming from with it is like you can't even vote. So if you think that's why people are not picking up your show, why are you even saying anything? Like,
Yeah, you can't do anything about it anyway.
All right. So I guess that's it for Santa Claus. He's coming back. Do you think they release it in December? Because it's like a limited series. So do they do like 10 episodes and then the final episode is
I mean, that
on
would be the
Christmas.
right
Christmas?
marketing.
Yeah, I would bet
If
bet
it's-
that if they try to do anything, or maybe they just are like cute about it and they're like, haha, Christmas in July.
Dude, I'd be so pissed if I was watching fucking Tim Allen from Santa Claus in July.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, marketing reasons, they're totally releasing it around Christmas.
Yeah, it's
If
got to
not
be.
on Christmas, because it's a streaming service.
Oh, right. Well,
Disney,
no.
but
It'll-
Disney, is it on
Disney
Disney
does
Plus?
Disney
Yeah.
does weekly. So
Yeah, Disney
I
doesn't
guess-
do the
So the finale, that'd be nice if it was
timed
The
up
week-
with that,
the week of Christmas at least.
or like
Oh
on
no, I meant
Christmas
they were
Eve.
gonna put the pilot on Christmas.
Well, no, because then you're
That
watching
doesn't make
Christmas
sense.
shit
Yeah, that
in
doesn't make
January and February, and you're like, all right, what are we doing here? Why are we watching?
Yeah, you're right.
Hold for Everything podcast.